Hello, everyone. It is Melody Meadows, the TikTok and Discord proclaimed Project Eden's garden mother, and I am here today with a possibility for Project Eden's garden. Disclaimer, not a theory. This is a possibility. A possibility. I am not fully subscribing to the idea that this will happen. This is a possibility that I would like to talk about because I just had an epiphany and my brain is now itchy, so now I have to talk about it. So anyway, spoilers for Project Eden's Garden, and again, disclaimer, this is not a theory, this is a possibility. I know I am saying that a lot of times in close succession, but you need to understand my policy on theories regarding Project Eden's Garden, okay? Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, time to get this itch out of my brain. So you know how there is a lot of mermaid/siren symbolism regarding Winona? In both fan art and official art, Winona is portrayed having an aquatic form, aka mermaid/siren. And you have to wonder why. Well, it's obviously fitting, but there's another reason. A reason I could not pinpoint until now. So, y'all remember the free time event where she talks about her clan to some degree? And she says that when a person in her clan turns 16, they are given some starter money and sent out to go and start a business. Something I would like to point out here. In the original Little Mermaid story by Hans Christian Andersen, the mermaid isn't banned from going to the surface entirely. Rather, she is prohibited from going to the surface until she turns 16. Let me say that again. She is prohibited from going to the surface until she turns 16. People in Winona's clan are given some starter money and sent out to start a business when they turn 16. You see the connection? You see it, right? Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Okay? Is it sinking? Is it settling? Good. We're on the same track. Okay. We're all on the same train. Okay. Now for my possibility. Okay. So, in some chapter, could be chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, you can imagine the number. In the original story of The Little Mermaid, we all know how the story goes. Little Mermaid goes to the surface, sees a prince who's celebrating his birthday. A storm happens, the ship sinks, the prince gets saved by the mermaid. We all know how that goes. That is when she goes to a sea witch, and unlike Ursula, the sea witch warns the mermaid about everything regarding the potion she gives her to turn her into a human. The fact that she'll lose her voice, the fact that she has 3 days, and she asks her if she really is sure about doing this, and the mermaid does it anyway. She turns to a human and goes to the surface. Here we go. Here it is. What if Winona is cherry-picked as the next Blackened, and Tozu warns her that she has a chance to get out, but she has to kill, or else in 3 days, she will be executed herself. Wait. It gets better. Depending on which of the 3 ships you like more. It could be Yulinona, it could be Cassona, it could be Grace Nona. But depending on which one, she is either forced to kill Ulysses, Grace, or Cassidy. And again, Tozu warns her that if she accepts the deal, she has to kill this person in 3 days, or else she will die anyway. Winona takes the deal, thinking that she can get out. No problem. She just has to kill a random member of the bunch and then done deal. But depending on the ship you're thinking of, that specific person is the one chosen for Winona to kill. The reason I say this is because in the original Hans Christian Andersen story, the Mermaid Sisters come to her and tell her that they gave all of their beautiful hair to the Sea Witch in order for her to conjure up a knife, and now the mermaid has to use this knife to kill the prince, and once his blood drips down her legs, she will turn back into a mermaid and be allowed to roam the sea again. But if she doesn't do this, she'll turn to sea foam. Wait, it gets better. Or worse, depending on how you look at it. So, Winona accepts the deal, but once she finds out who she has to kill, she is devastated because she's in love. She has fallen in love with this character. Okay. And so, she's about to go do it because she wants to be free. She holds the knife over the other character, pauses, realizes who she's about to kill, and then, in a moment of sorrow and heartbreak, she turns the weapon on herself, and then just like that, beep, a body has been discovered. Everyone else is scrambling, trying to figure out what the hell happened, who killed Winona, and that's when Grace pulls out a piece of paper she found in Winona's pocket. And it's the list of who she has to kill. Ow! Damon and Grace come to the same realization. Winona saw who she had to kill and didn't want to do it. So instead, she turned the traitor perk onto herself, becoming both Blackened and victim. And wait. You might think this is over, but it's not. Depending on how cruel Tozu decides to be, or if the person feels guilty enough, depending on who you ship Winona with, either Grace Ulysses or Cassidy will be executed. Okay. Here's what I envision. I was originally thinking that Tozu would think of something cruel and decide to execute the person that Winona was supposed to kill in order to get the job done. But what if it's even more tragic than that? What if, out of heartbreak and guilt, the person decides to ask Tozu to execute them? Ooh! Oh, ow, 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 ow. And so, Tozu and his twisted mind oblige. The person faces their execution, knowing what's coming, and fully embracing it so that they can join their beloved mermaid in death. And just like that, the chapter's over, 2 characters are gone, and everyone is absolutely freaking crushed. I hate my brain so much. Why did you do this to me? But yeah, that is my possible chapter killing game thing. Again, this is not a theory. This is a possibility. Because let me just remind you that I don't subscribe to any theories, because if I do, my heart is going to be shattered and the rug will be ripped out from under me even more than they probably already will be. So yeah, no theories. But I do like possibilities. What do you guys think of this one? Do you like it? Hate it? Are you sharpening your knives and lighting your pitchforks? What? What? Guys, please excuse me. My brain has apparently decided to short circuit. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this one. And, yeah. Thank you. Much love. Goodbye.